I invited you this afternoon for one big reason, which has become perennial. You know, every year, the media, we go around and then we cover flooding situation in Accra and the whole country. And it looks as if it has become an annual ritual. We go, we cover, and every year it occurs. You know, yesterday and 3 days ago, we have had flooding the whole river. It is not only in Accra, Kumasi, and other places. And about 6 lives, we have lost about 6 lives, which to me, it shouldn't have occurred. If you look at our budget for 2022, we budgeted for, the Ministry of Works and Housing was given about 500 million Ghana cedis in the budget. But at the end of it, the Ministry of Finance was able to release less than 20% of the budgeted amount. So currently, if we are experiencing flooding, I know we cannot avoid flooding anywhere in the world. But the measure that we put in place to reduce the impact of flooding is what is the most significant thing. But this government has deliberately decided not to fund the Ministry of Works and Housing. Because how on earth can you release less than 20% of the budgeted figures to a ministry? And this amount is supposed to take care of all other things, not only the control of flooding. And yesterday, something happened on the floor of the House when the minority chief whip, complained about the performance of the Oversight Committee, the Works and Housing Committee, as if we have a budget line that the committee can spend to stop flooding in Ghana. We don't have a budget line. All that we are saying is that it is the Minister of Finance that is supposed to release funding to the Ministry of Works and Housing. So if the Ministry of Works and Housing is not up to the task and they are not performing, and we are experiencing the flooding situation that we are experiencing now, then all the blame should be put on the Minister of Finance. And we are urging him. Minister of Finance, the Minister of Works and Housing doesn't generate anything. It doesn't have the funding unless it is released from the Minister of Finance. That is where I'm placing the blame on the Minister of Finance. So it's unfortunate what happened yesterday, especially 3 days ago at Amanfrom, English Amanfrom. We should have gone there as part of oversight responsibility to see what was going on there. But as usual, in Parliament, you apply and they will tell you, we don't have the money to give you. Usually we go out there with the media to cover some of these things. And we need a budget to do this. But as it is now, funding has become a problem. So we are only urging the government to live up to its responsibility, because when taxes are collected, it is the government that is in power, that controls the budget and prioritizes where money should go. There has been a time that they said, oh, let's have 2020, 21, 22, still a year of roads. How do you prioritize roads without storm drains, prioritizing storm drains? Because all these drains and cover discharge into storm drains. And it is the responsibility of Ministry of Works and Housing to construct storm drains. So if you don't have storm drains, how can you prevent flooding in the country? So all that we are saying as a committee is that government should be up to the task. They should release funding so that at least it can give some comfort to residents in the flood-prone areas. I listened to a Deputy Director of Meteorological Service. The only solution that he could prefer was that those in the low-lying areas should move to live with relations in the uphill areas so that they can at least salvage some of their properties. It's very, very sad. But to me, that is the reality. Because apart from that, there can't be any solution to our problem. You have to move to save yourself. And I think this sad situation should not be allowed to continue. So let me commend the Speaker of Parliament. Yesterday, he gave directives to the Minister for Finance and Minister of Works and Housing to report, to come to Parliament, at least to give us some confidence, a level of confidence that they are providing funding so that some of our choke drains and some of the projects that we have already started, and because of budgetary constraints, they are unable to continue, they can release funding for projects to continue.